Well, congratulations on the film.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tell me just a little bit, without giving anything away, because the pleasure in this movie is the not knowing when you're going in. But I think it's fair to say that there's a lot of different elements drawn from a lot of other kinds of horror movies, put in here and then subverted a little bit. So just tell me a little bit about coming up with the idea, and is the finished film, what sort of resemblance does it have to the initial idea that you and Joss Whedon had?
Yeah, well, you know, this movie came from a place of love. We just love horror movies, and we sort of just set out to make a horror movie. That was it. Yeah, we just and then we started working on it, and we said, well, you know, we're not developing this for a studio. We have freedom to do whatever we want. Let's do whatever we want. Let's actually put everything we've ever wanted to see in one movie into this movie, and that's what we did. And then luckily they let us make it, which was kind of much to our surprise. But yeah, it really just came about by us saying, you know, we love this experience, the experience of going to horror cinema, and let's just try to give the audience the best possible time.
What do you remember as being the first time that you were really scared at the movies? Or, you know, what was the first thing that kind of set you off in this path? I remember mine, but I just wonder...
Yeah, what's yours? I'm out of curiosity.
Well, Creature from the Black Lagoon, there's two. I grew up in a really small town, and we had a giant movie theater. The town that I grew up in was originally set to become like a big port city, and it never happened. But they built an opera house that seated 900 people that eventually turned into the movie theater that I went to, and lots of other. We had a dining room in a restaurant that seated 500 people, and there were only 1,500 people in the
Wow.
And so I went to the movies all the time.
Okay.
And in this very opulent 900-seat theater, often being the only person in them. And I remember, like on a Saturday, I probably sat through 3 movies, and I remember one was Creature from the Black Lagoon, which scared the shit out of me, and the Life and Times of Judge Roy Bean. And I'm pretty sure they were on the same day, and I remember someone getting shot. I don't think I've seen it since. Someone got shot with a shotgun in the middle, you know, sort of in the stomach range, and the camera pans down from his face and shoots the rest of the scene through the hole in his stomach. And that's what I remember as the first time going, oh man, that's really something.
An alarm going off? You know,
it sounds like
so it's not ruining your thing, I bet.
Yeah.
And
we're back. And so for you, what was your memory of that kind of thing? Because that made a huge impression.
Well, I was a very scared child. I was the eldest child, and I think I felt that responsibility because my younger brother loved horror movies way before I did. He could watch anything. And I mean, we're talking like age 6 and 7. Like he was watching, and I remember he put on Sleepaway Camp. And which is not a very good movie. To be fair, actually, I don't remember because I've never been able to watch it again since because it scared me so bad. So I might be misremembering this.
Right.
But I remember the first scene of Sleepaway Camp being something along the lines of 2 kids are on a boat with their father, and it's a very sort of realistic depiction of the father having an accident and dying. Right. And it was just sort of horrific. And it was my first time, you know, as a 7-year-old, being like, "Oh my God, my dad could." Absolutely traumatized me. I mean, just traumatized me so bad. I was so scared. And then the movie just gets crazier and crazier. Sleepaway Camp ends with that was the crying game before the crying game. That was the big reveal in Sleepaway Camp. And so it was definitely like the thing a 7-year-old should not be witnessing. And so that one, I remember I had to sleep in the hall as a kid, like outside my parents' room for like months because I was so scared by that. And so maybe, you know, as I got older, I mean, I think sort of my imagination was I had such an overactive imagination. It took me a while to sort of understand that, movies aren't real, you know? And so it wasn't until sort of my teenage years that I really started understanding like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.